The Virus That Changed the World. Written and illustrated by me, Amanda Burton. For all key workers. One day there was a virus which no one had ever seen. Doctors far away discovered it and they called it COVID-19. It started off in one place before spreading to another. There were many symptoms of this virus which people were beginning to discover. Some people had no symptoms at all while others had a few. Then other people had them all and were unsure just what to do. The virus had never been seen before. It had many people confused, and the world was just standing by waiting to hear what they told us on the news. People were still travelling around the world while many were getting sick, not realising that the virus could spread so very quick. The time came when countries began closing, not letting people in or out, as this virus was very serious. Of this there was no doubt. Countries began to close their schools one by one, and no one really knew for just how long. The children were all happy to be on a holiday, but as time went by they wished for everything to return to the normal way. They missed their friends, their teachers, and even missed the work, and without their normal routine, they started to go berserk. They were only allowed out of their house for an hour each day to exercise or go for a walk, but couldn't go to the park to play. This really was difficult and hard for them to understand. They needed their grown-ups to lend them a helping hand, helping to make it clear to them what exactly was going on, and also to tell them how this virus had begun. To clear up the confusion which was all around their heads, helping them to sleep at night soundly in their beds. Mums and dads were working from home while trying to teach their children too. Exactly how they were doing, they didn't have a clue. But as long as they all worked together and helped each other out, then they would find less need to cry and scream and shout. There were many key workers who still had to go out to work, while most of their places of work were going quite berserk, like doctors and nurses trying to save many, many lives, then returning home to their children, husbands and wives. Grocery store workers, postal and refuse workers too, care home employees all striving to get through. And as these people had to go to work each and every day, their children had to go to school to work, eat and play. This then meant that the teachers had to be there too, working hard to plan the whole day through. Each of the key workers were trying to juggle work and home. How they actually did it, none of us will ever know. They all deserved a massive round of applause which took place every week. The public opened up their doors and ventured onto the street, remembering to keep at least 2 meters apart while self-distancing is in place. This way we could stop spreading the virus and try to keep each other safe. Making sure to wash our hands regularly and keeping ourselves clean. Trying not to touch your face and maintaining a high level of personal hygiene. Washing hands when you cough or sneeze or giving your nose a blow. Also trying to keep each other's spirits high even when feeling low. Going to the shops to buy essentials was the only thing allowed, as theatres, pubs and restaurants all closed so as to avoid a crowd. You could only venture to the shops when stocks were getting low, and when going to the shop only one person from each household could go. You had to stand in a queue making sure you were 2 meters apart, and arrows were all around the floor from the very start. Life was strange, but eventually this way became the norm, at least until the whole world could weather the storm. Each person had to make sure that they stuck by the rules, but unfortunately, throughout all of this, some people were being fools, like those who gathered together ignoring what they had been told. It would take something pretty severe for them to break the mould, like spreading the virus between themselves and therefore falling ill. Everyone needs to remember that this virus can actually kill. But if we all stay home, we can all stay safe and life will carry on. But if people keep venturing out unnecessarily, this virus will just go on and on. Scientists were working hard to develop a cure which then could be given to all, and national health staff were rushed off their feet trying to answer every call. When this is all over and life returns to the way it was before, we need to be grateful of the things that we have instead of always wanting more. Be grateful for the people in your life and the little things that they do. Be kind to one another and remember to always be kind to you. Take time to speak to people and ask about their day. Be thoughtful of their feelings and listen to what they say. Listen to the birdsong and watch the fluffy white clouds go by, or take a little moment to feel the sun shining down from the sky. Take some time to enjoy the beautiful springtime flowers, or the colourful autumn leaves, or the rainy April showers. Visit loved ones often and brighten up their day, as a little bit of kindness goes a very long way. Remember to stay safe at home, which may seem pretty hard, especially if your home has no garden or even a backyard. But staying safe will stop the spread, and in turn we can all save lives, keeping our loved ones safe, making sure we all survive. The end.